Hello, myself Professor H.K. Bhangale from Department of First Year Engineering, SMD College of Engineering and Research Center, Evla. I welcome you in video lecture series of Basic Electrical Engineering of First Year Engineering course. Where we are discussing about the DC circuits. So today we will discuss on basic fundamentals of DC circuits. In these basic fundamentals, let us proceed with the different definitions in the DC circuits. So various basic definitions are there. So we will go one by one. So in the DC circuits, there are number of elements are there. In any DC network, number of elements are there. So the nature and the working of each element is different and different. So let us begin with the linear elements. So what is a linear element? In any electric circuit, a linear element is an electrical element with a linear relationship between current and voltage. So whenever there is a linear relationship exhibits between current and voltage, so that element is said to be a linear element. So resistors are the most common example of linear element. Other examples include capacitor, inductors, and transformers. So in linear element, the linear relationships are there in between current and voltage. So you remember this point. There is a linear relationship between current and voltage, that is a linear element. Second element is a non-linear element. So let us define it. A non-linear element is one which does not have a linear input-output relationship. In a diode, for example, the current is non-linear function of the voltage, and most semiconductor devices have non-linear characteristics. So here in non-linear element, there is no linear input-output relationship. Next is active element. So element which generates or produces electrical energy are called active elements. So some of the examples are batteries, generators, transistors, operational amplifiers, vacuum tube, etc. So the element which doesn't need any electrical supply to work, and they are themselves are the producing the electrical energy, are called as the active elements. So battery is the most best example of the active element. And passive element, exactly opposite to that of the active elements. All elements which consumes rather than produce energy are called passive elements. So your resistors, inductors, and capacitors are the passive elements. The next is in unilateral element. In unilateral element, voltage current relationship is not same for both the direction. Unilateral means a single direction. So in unilateral element, voltage current relationship is not same for both the directions. Example, diode and transistors. Bilateral element, here the voltage and current relationship is same for both the direction. Irrespective of the direction, its behavior is same. The relationship between current and voltage is same irrespective of the direction of the flow. So example is a resistor. Resistor is a bilateral element. Next is the voltage generated by the source does not vary with any circuit quantity, and it is only a function of time. So such a source is called an ideal voltage source. The ideal voltage source is one which is generated by the source does not vary with any circuit quantity, and it is only a function of time. Such a source is known as the ideal voltage source. And the current generated by the source does not vary with any circuit quantity. It is only a function of time. Such a source is called as ideal current source. Next definition is for resistance. Resistance, it is the property of a substance or a material which opposes the flow of current through it. The resistance of element is denoted by the symbol capital R, and it is measured in ohms, unit of ohms. And R is always equal to rho L upon A. R is always equal to rho L upon A, means your resistance is directly proportional to rho, resistivity of the material, L, length of the material of the conductor, and A is inversely proportional to area or cross-sectional area of the conductor. So resistance is nothing but the property which opposes the flow of the current through the particular substance. That is the resistance. So this is all about the different basic definitions. So in this we have defined what is linear element, what is non-linear element, active element, passive element, what is unilateral element, what is bilateral element, what is ideal voltage source, what is ideal current source, and lastly, we define the resistance. What is the resistance? You go through it, read very carefully, go through the book. This is very helpful for the next upcoming DC circuits. Thank you. Thank you very much.